Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 557.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about 11 signs you're going to be wealthy. And I loved that title. This article is from Business Insider, and it was written by Matthew Michaels. And I liked it because there are some things in here that we haven't talked about before, and I really agreed with pretty much everything they said in this article, and thought it would be fun to share it with you. So there are 3 bullet points. It says, Warren Buffett is one of the richest people in the world because he saved and invested and didn't follow get-rich-quick schemes. The second bullet point says, wealth is attainable to everyone with good financial habits, and you may already be on the right path. And the third bullet point says, spending less money than you earn, saving for retirement, and investing money are simple ways to become wealthy. And the article says, owning Bitcoin won't guarantee future wealth, but the right saving and investing strategies will. At least according to Warren Buffett, who considers cryptocurrency a get-rich-quick scheme. Though chances are slim you'll end up with the multi-billion-dollar fortune Buffett has, there are sensible ways to build wealth without betting on a bubble. It's hard to put a number on wealth because it's personal and it depends on many factors, including where you live. Generally, having wealth means not having to worry about being able to pay your bills, and knowing a comfortable retirement at a decent age is feasible. These 11 indicators are easy to follow and will help you build wealth, whatever that means to you. Even better, a lot of these tips go hand in hand and require little work or maintenance. If you already follow this advice, congratulations, you are on the road to being wealthy. So the first thing is you started saving for retirement as soon as you started working. A portion of every paycheck, including the first one you start working with, should be set aside for savings. Retirement may seem like a long way down the line when you first start your career, but the wait will be even longer if you don't prepare. Saving as early as possible triggers compound interest and can lead to a huge difference in the long run. Well, I want to pause here and say, where have you heard about compound interest before? Isn't it something I'm always pounding the table about and reminding you about and saying that is the secret to building wealth, as well as starting early so you can compound longer. I also have to agree with Warren Buffett. I am not a Bitcoin fan, although I wouldn't exactly call Bitcoin a bubble anymore. That bubble popped a long time ago, but I'm not a Bitcoin fan. I am a blockchain technology fan, but I am not a Bitcoin fan because I still don't think the security is well enough for Bitcoin, but that's just my personal opinion. You may think differently. But I just wanted to say you've heard some of these concepts before from listening to this podcast. The second thing is you always make loan payments on time and in full. Whether it is a student loan or a mortgage, it's best to make all payments in full and on time. Paying off less and missing loan payments will end up costing more in the long run. Business Insider's Aine Cain has some tips on how to pay off student loan debt in your 20s, including paying before the grace period, using autopay, and prioritizing loan payments. Number 3, you clip coupons and look for good deals. Just because you can afford to shop at Whole Foods or your hip local market doesn't mean you should, especially if you want to end up wealthy. The USDA says that a family of 4 can spend between $150 and $300 a week on groceries. Shaving those expenses in half can really accumulate on the savings side. Shopping at a store like Costco, known for its bulk products and huge savings, is economical and fun. Well, I agree that we want to stretch our dollars as far as we can. It doesn't mean being a tightwad, but it does mean being creative about finding the right price for certain things that you want to own. And while this article is stressing groceries, I'm going to stress those big ticket items that you spend a lot of money on. And I'm going to show you how to save tens of thousands of dollars, not just a few dollars. So if you haven't listened to my podcast series about saving tens of thousands of dollars, I suggest that you do that because that is going to make an even bigger difference in your pocketbook. Number 4, you are financially prepared for an emergency. Life is full of unexpected surprises, and sometimes the unexpected can be costly. That's why it's crucial to save for a rainy day in the form of an emergency fund. While the conventional wisdom is to save enough money to cover you for at least 3 months with no steady income, the more you save, the more freedom and safety you have for when the inevitable emergency hits. Makes good sense to me. Number 5, you don't spend all the extra money you have. If your company gives out bonuses and your first thought is to spend it all on a night out with expensive entertainment and gourmet dining, you may be doing it wrong. While this extra income may feel like house money, you should think of it as money earned. Treating yourself in small doses is fine, but it also makes sense to do something productive with this influx of cash, such as adding to your investment portfolio or paying down debts. Well, definitely I would suggest paying down debts with any windfall that you get, because whatever interest rate you normally would be charged on your debt, it's going to be like you're earning it instead. So if you have an 18% credit card debt that you pay off, it's like earning 18% because you don't have to pay that amount on your debt. And certainly you want to put all you can into your retirement plans, into your investment portfolios, and all of those things. I agree with that. That's going to help you compound and reach your goals faster. Number 6, you contribute more than the default to retirement. Your pension will likely come with the default contribution amount, say 4%. While putting that 4% into a 401k or IRA is a great start, you can easily increase that amount to great effect, especially if your employer has a matching program. According to Business Insider's Lauren Lyons-Cole, who is a financial planner, investing through a retirement account means you save money on taxes while making sure your financial future is more secure. Instead of coasting by on the default, try maxing out your 401k and IRA. I agree with that, and you should at least put in what your employer will match if they do match, because that's free money, and a lot of people make that mistake of not taking the free money from their employer. So at least put in as much as your employer is matching if they do so. Number 7, you have everything you need, but not everything you want. Living below your means is a good indicator of financial responsibility. When you live in this state, all your basic needs are taken care of. You can afford additional luxury goods, but resist the temptation to spend at will, meaning that your money goes to saving instead of the newest gadget. Well, I agree that you don't want to just be blowing all of your money, but I think that it's a matter of having spending priorities, and I think you can have what you want as long as you prioritize those things and plan for them and find them at the right price. So it takes a little bit more effort, and you don't just want to go out and pay full price, because the wealthy usually buy on sale or find some way to get a discount. And I think it's smart to make your money stretch farther, your dollars go farther, and find a way to get a deal on whatever it is you're going to buy. But it's wise to know what your spending priorities are so that you're matching where you want your money to go with where it really goes. In other words, if you really want to travel, you need to prioritize having a travel account, because it's unlikely that you're just going to have enough money laying around that you're going to be able to go travel. Now, maybe you make a high income, and so maybe you do just have money laying around where you can just go travel. And that's fine. But if you're on a tighter budget, you're going to have to be a little bit smarter about it and a little bit more disciplined. Number 8, you consistently earn raises and promotions. Having a steady job and salary is nice, but it's even better when you are rewarded for hard work. A good career can quickly become a dead-end job if your salary doesn't even keep up with inflation. Make sure to get the periodic raise you deserve, and it can be as simple as asking. Makes sense to me. Number 9, you don't spend too much on housing. Warren Buffett is one of the richest people in the world, but lives in a house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. Wow, don't we miss those prices? He told BBC, "I'm happy there. I'd move if I thought I'd be happier someplace else." Buffett, like all of us, doesn't need a pricey mansion to be happy, and his modest home is a sign of thriftiness that has allowed him to spend his finances on things he values more. If you're spending less than the recommended 30% of your income on housing expenses, you're in good shape. Yes, I'd like to pause there and also say it's opportunity cost. Warren Buffett has been quoted as saying he doesn't want to spend money on a big mansion because he knows what that money would grow to if he invested it. And earning about 26% on average year in and year out for quite a while there, although he's been below that lately, he knew that if he could put those millions into the stock market instead, it would likely grow and compound and become his next millions. Number 10. Your investment portfolio is aggressive, but diversified. The best long-term investments are low cost, diversified, and aggressive. You don't want to waste money by throwing it at unnecessary expense fees or by putting all your eggs in one basket. It is also important to have the right mix of stocks and bonds based on your age and how much risk you can handle. The absolute worst investment is not having any investment at all. I want to pause there and say I completely agree with that, or another bad investment is being way too conservative with your money, like letting it sit in the bank instead of investing it where you can possibly get double-digit returns for the long term and compound at a high rate. And number 11, you don't have credit card debt. Credit card debt is a huge barrier to building wealth for millions of Americans. Debt can be a giant financial burden and decrease your credit score, restricting financial opportunities like becoming a homeowner. It is best to avoid credit card debt in general, but if you find yourself in the hole, there are some smart ways to get out of it. End of article. Well, absolutely that's true. You want to stay away from credit card debt. It is very, very difficult to pay off once you've got double-digit interest that you're compounding at. So you want to throw all your extra money at a high interest rate debt like credit card debt and get that paid off as soon as possible. So I thought that was a fun article. We've talked about many of these concepts. I've talked about Warren Buffett's house before, and opportunity costs and spending priorities and saving tens of thousands of dollars. Those are all things that I've built on that this article kind of skims on lightly. But I think we can go more in depth in some of the past podcasts that I've talked about these concepts. And it's exciting because, yes, I agree with these 11 things. It's a good sign you're on the right path to becoming wealthy. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.